so that you can comprehend what their plan is. The deal is, Rome has a plan, and we have a plan. They're carrying out their plan. Our problem is that our people are not aware, and so they have very little energy to counter the plan that's against them, because they don't know there's a plan against them. And so when people don't know there's a plan against them, logically they're preoccupied with other things. Because they think, they're preoccupied trying to solve their problem with what you call foundations of illusion. Are we clear? And this is where, brother, it was important to use the demonstration where you put the silver physically in your hand, so that you, even though intellectually you comprehend that, because sometimes, like Sister Sandra said, you have to use mass or a symbol of a physical thing to get people to comprehend that which is abstract. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's called using mass as for points of comprehension. All right, now I'm going to read a paragraph from Executive Order 11490, Infiltration of Organization under Surveillance. This is what's in operation at all times. Are we clear? Now, when Sis was saying baby was pure, we want to make sure that's maintains real. And it's not, how do you say, truth is not always beautiful, but it can save your life.
Yes.
All right? Now, infiltrated organizations under surveillance. Number one, the Black Muslims. Number two, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC. 3, Congress of Racial Equality. 4, Uhuru Movement. 5, Group on Advanced Leadership, GOLD. 6, Freedom Now Party, FNP. 7, United Black Nationalists of America, UBNA. 8, the New Pan-African Movement, TN-PAN. 10, the National Urban League, NUL. 11, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP. 12, the Committee on Racial and Religious Progress, CORAP. And you already know that we're on that list too. So even though they ain't put it there, anybody that stands for truth will be on this list. You understand? Anywhere you go, you're already on surveillance, so don't even think you're hiding. You understand? But this meaning that what they expose is always not half. All right? Now, note all at the appropriate time to be designated by the president, the leaders of some of these organizations are to be detained only when it is clear that they cannot prevent the emergency. Working with local public officials during the first critical hours, all other leaders are to be detained at once. Compiled list of minority leaders have been readied at the National Data Computer Center. It is necessary to use the minority leaders designated by the president in much the same manner in which we use minority members who are agents with central and federal. And we cannot, until there is no alternative, reveal King Alfred in all its aspects. Minority members of Congress will be unseated at once. This move is not without precedent in American history. The Attorney General of the United States. Preliminary memo, the Department of Defense. This memo is being submitted in lieu of a full report from the Joint Chiefs of Staff. That report is now in preparation, and there will be many cities where the minority will be able to put into the street a superior number of people with a desperate and dangerous will. He will be a formidable enemy, for he is bound to the continent by heritage, and knows that political asylum will not be available to him in other countries. The greatest concentration of the minority is in the Deep South, the Eastern Seaboard, the Great Lakes region, and the West Coast.
Yes.
So as you can see, even by the political doctrine of the Executive Order 11490, which is a military document, they're admitting that these people are indigenous. And as you already know, the black leaders have told you the great so-called black diaspora that you was brought from someplace else. So you see how the contrary, how the rulers have one knowledge about these people, And what their so-called marching leaders are actually teaching them is false information, making them think that they came from someplace else. What occurs is that in the mind, it disinherits you from the land, and it makes you incompetent to claim the estate because you think you came from someplace else. This is what necessitates them privatizing the prison system, because they need to house these heirs and figure out how to start killing them off, but they need to concentrate them. So the prisons are concentration camps. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's go to zero report. I'm bypassing some information here, but I'm going to go to zero report so you can understand the issue of creditor, debtor. Keep that in mind while I'm reading this. Minority troops are to be divided and detained along with all other white sympathizers under guard. That's the third hour. We're talking critical hours, so what you call countdown. Are we clear? So I'm reading past the first section of the 8. Number 9. 8. All minority leaders in national and local are detained. So everybody that's been trying to get you all wake up, when they come get us, you already know what's happening. All right? That's the second hour. We're coming down from 10 down on. This is 10. 8, 9, pardon me. The president addresses the minority on radio and television and gives it 1 hour to end the emergency. That's the first. And this is 0 hour. All units under regional commands are called into the emergency. That means they're going to turn the Army, the Navy, Marines, National Guard, public officials, and the police on the people. 0 committee report. Secretary of Defense. Survey shows that during a 6-year period, production created 9 million objects, or 1,500,000 each year. Objects is really people. Production could dispose of the containers, which proved a bottleneck. This is based on their study of what they did to some other people that were calling themselves what they were not during the Second World War. This is science that was done on examining that, so when they do it again, they won't have the bottleneck. However, that was almost 20 years ago. Keep in mind this executive order is 1969. They're talking about the Second World War with some other people that was claiming to be somebody that they're not. We suggest that vaporization techniques be used or employed to overcome the production problems inherent in King Alfred, Secretary of Defense. They're talking about mass genocide using vaporization. Are we clear? So while our people may think that this information has nothing to do with them because they're in their belief systems, Rome is going to do what they're going to do whether these people wake up or not. But their major concern is that you do wake up. So let's read their security page. All right? So let's read security page of King Alfred, so that you can get a concept of how they're viewing this. Security page will be page 3. And remember, because this is redacted material, the pages are not sequential. Are we clear? Security. It is patently impossible to discuss social engineering or the automation of a society, i.e., the engineering of social automation systems, quote-unquote, silent weapons, on a national or worldwide scale without implying extensive objectives of social control and destruction of human life, i.e., slavery and genocide. This material is in itself an analog declaration of intent. Such a writing must be secured from public scrutiny. Otherwise, it might be recognized as a technically formal declaration of domestic war. Furthermore, whenever any person or group of persons in a position of great power and without the full knowledge and consent of the public uses such knowledge and methodology for economic conquest, it must be understood that a state of domestic warfare exists between said person or group of persons and the public. The solution of today's problems require an approach which is ruthlessly candid, with no agonizing over religious, moral, or cultural values. And you have qualified for this project because of your ability to look at human society with cold objectivity and yet analyze and discuss your observations and conclusions with others of similar intellectual capacity without a loss of discretion or humility. Such virtues are exercised in your own best interest. Do not deviate from them. Welcome aboard. This publication marks the 25th anniversary of the Third World War, called the Quiet War, being conducted using subjective biological warfare fought with silent weapons. This book contains an introductory description of this war, its strategies, and its weaponry. May 1979, number 74-1120, i.e. King Alfred. This is, in brief, what their plan for you is. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Now, the deal of it is where people keep thinking this issue that Drawley set forth is just some belief system is dangerously flawed. Because you must be competent to reclaim the estate, because anyone who's not of a nation is expendable. They're trying to expend people that are valid, so you already know those who are invalid ain't got a chance. You can call them toast already. Just makes it easier food for them. But as you can see by the Europeans' own words, he's concerned with you being aware of what they really plan for you. So their job is to keep our people passive while this thing is carried out. Again, you can go to the secret treaty of Verona and understand the dynamics of the priesthood, of the clergy, what their job is. And whereas you might think that they work for Jesus, they're really working for the popes of Rome. They're submitting people to the popes of Rome, and the people are deceived, making them think that they're delivering them to Jesus.
Yep.
But they don't know that JC is Julius Caesar.
Oh.
You understand? And so the truth is not comfortable. Are we clear? And we've got to try to get this information to our people and get past their vanity, their egos, their belief systems without thinking that we're attacking them or attacking the church. Because actually we're taking them to church. They've never been to church.
Yes.
Do you understand? So let's go to church real quick. You incompetent to make you what? Not descendable, because you're talking estate, not money.
Right.
They came to steal your money under the Inquisition.
Sure did.
The fiat is in place as a counterfeit measure to distract you from your estate. Are we clear?
Clear.
They created a system by which transfers to the account, which is closed, can be made to give the illusion of appearances of payment that never takes place. Thus, de-donus.
Clear.
Are we clear? Whether you deal with mortgages or credits, except that they're all de-donus. Therefore, if you make a transfer of these greenies to them, when you're taking the statement of account, which it is, and not a bill, it's a coupon. They're saying that you abandoned the coupon since you gave it to them. Then they go take it to the DTC and so-called cash it. This is how the banks keep getting wealthy off the people. If you put nothing in their hand but the signature and this stamp, it's a satisfaction of transfer on the estate, with you being the authorized representative. That's why we say stamp those instruments front and back with this, on all three sections, front and back, because they're going to endorse the back if you don't stamp it.
That's right.
Because they're checks. Do you understand?
Yes.
Logically, if you don't know what's going on, you bust your butt going to work to get some of these greenies, the so-called pay, and you just made an unlawful transaction. Well, they'll take it as a gift, since
Yes.
you comprehend?
Comprehended.
And then they can't demand, give me $5. Yep. Oh, I'll take that, but it ain't dollars, see? So you take this as a gift and then write your thing. They didn't pay, so I'll act as their trustee and I'll discharge it and then I'll present it to the DTC and so they give me back for the coupon. And then what they got is credits against your account that you have that's really against your estate. Then it's still written off as debt. So you're still going in debt while you think you paid. So the natural person that gives them the greenbacks under the concept that they just paid, and they're just as in debt as the natural person that gave them absolutely nothing. They're equal on the paper. This is called the national debt. That's a trading company in New York. We're talking that all mortgages, all tickets, when you so-called pay tickets and all that stuff goes through them. It's a transfer house. For the Inquisition Revenue Services under the Secretary of Verona, which is disguised to you as the Internal Revenue Service. Wow. This is where you get them 1099s and all that stuff for recoupment. So when they get these things from you, it's supposed to be giving you 1099. They don't give you that, do they? Oh. Well, now you know why. So now we're trying to get you all, us competent, so that we can start operating this stuff correctly, although you shouldn't have to dance to that either.
Right.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Right.
So we're telling you what it is. This is why, like a couple of years ago when they was going to UCC, so I tell you, nationality key. Because you're in the air. And don't leave your house. You understand? So now you charge them with kidnapping and a whole bunch of other stuff. Because nothing you did was willing. Well, they'll write on the paper that you abandoned. Then they claim your estate, and then they be selling the estate again because you weren't listed in the first place as an owner. They told you that, but if they show you the paper, they'll have you as a tenant. So you were sharecropping. So they use the mortgage, which is dead pledge. The contract is dead, and you're the pledge. And then they convert the mortgage into a promissory note and have you sign it and say, you promise to pay anything they do, go on this venture. Then they sell a piece of it to others that's called an allonge. So then you got to start taking care of all these other people that's on your trail. Because they're cutting your imaginary grass on your imaginary estate. That's what the deed of trust is. It's the trust position. You see the point? So they sell the deed of trust and your estate drags with it. Because you ain't claiming it. Do you see the point? So when they give you the deeds, what you want to do is claim the deed.
Okay.
Although,
They don't give it.
you ain't asked for it either. What you? No, I'm giving you preliminary. We're not going into details on all this stuff. To tell you what's happening, you can figure the rest of it out yourself. This is why we give you peripheral information so that you can understand the family meaning that we're telling you ABC. We're not having a spelling bee tonight. you understand what I'm saying? We're trying to give you to the point of comprehending what's really going on across the board as an aggregate form, so that the different bodies of information that is given to you, you can categorize it. But understand, you're never transferring money. It's always your estate. Keep this in mind. Estate. Are we clear?
Yes.
Right? Right?
Yes. State.
And that's where they get the states from.
It is our estate.
Since Georgia.
It is our state.
They've been converting your estates into the states. Their corpses disguising the real. In other words, they're displacing the real with the fake.
Right.
So if you understand what's going on, you must understand the real and the illusion. Now you understand when the Bible is talking about the illusions of the world? That's what it means. Ain't no spooky devil hiding.
Ooh, I can see it now.